When you're on a spiritual path, it can be a really tumultuous ride. When you walk into a space and you can sense the distortions of energy, people can pick up on that. They might not consciously. I'll tell you what, they probably consciously aren't picking up on much at all, but subconsciously, they can tell that you can see the patterns that they need to change. And that can make you a target. And that can make people really treat you in very unfair ways. And when you go through these really tumultuous experiences, you can walk away and you can wonder, why does it seem like I'm having to pay the price for these actions, for other people's actions? Why am I having to pay the price for my actions, but other people aren't? Well, that's because when you have a lot of spiritual energy, you're going to go through these karmic lessons and you're going to feel them immediately. But these people who like to ignore what is really happening and really bypass any of these lessons, it's going to get them a little bit later. And it's actually going to be more destructive because in the moment when things seem to blow up, it could just be getting you out of an unhealthy dynamic. And while it might seem like really upsetting at the time, you can look back and in hindsight realize that it was like the universe stepping in for your highest good. But oftentimes the people who were witnesses or the people who had, it's almost like they had a spiritual test in that moment and they failed because they did not match the type of integrity that you had. Your ancestors know that revenge is a dish best served cold, and the universe's version of karmic revenge often shows up in a way that you couldn't even fathom. And because it really has to show up in a way that makes the person look at themselves and dismantles the ego so that they don't continue to create these problems in the world. And usually, these big astrological events mark these times of change. So if you have been going through this journey and it's been really hard, know that these times are changing now. The scales are coming into balance. And, the people who have been ignoring the changes that they need to make and have just been causing more and more harm with these patterns, the towers are about to fall for them. And it's not about, being happy about other people suffering. It's more so just understanding the karmic balance of the universe and that there will always be an equilibrium that will be reached. So when you have these experiences, know that your integrity shines out a light on the universe. And if you are one of those people who, gets faced with these tests where you're asked to do something that involves stepping forth in integrity and instead you decide to repeat selfish patterns that harm others, just know that you can't run away from that forever.